Draw your last pathetic card so I can end this, Yugi.
My grandpa's deck has no pathetic cards, Kaiba. But it does contain...
Captain Falcon.
FZERO is a futuristic racing game that is memorable, lovable, and one of my favorite Nintendo franchises. But what happened to it? FZERO first debuted on the Super Nintendo in 1990. The series quickly became a fan favorite, known for its high-speed gameplay, unique vehicles, and memorable characters. However, despite the series being successful for its time, it's been dormant for over 18 years. So let's find out what happened to FZERO. With no new F-Zero games being released since 2004, I've been wondering why Nintendo stopped making F-Zero games. And today we're going to explore some of the possible reasons why. Now, for a too long didn't read version of this, a TLDR, Nintendo hasn't gave an exact reason why there's no F-Zero games or what happened to Captain Falcon or what's been going on. So these are all just speculations and ideas. But continue watching, I think there's some interesting theories here on what happened to F-Zero and Captain Falcon. When you think of Nintendo, you're going to think of Mario, Zelda, Pokemon. You don't think of Captain Falcon. And that's the first possible reason why Nintendo hasn't made any more F-Zero games. They might have just not been as financially successful as the other Nintendo franchise or the other Nintendo characters. While F-Zero games were critically acclaimed, they had good reviews, they were fun, they were fast, they were exciting. They just didn't make the cut in terms of popularity. I'm guessing most Nintendo fans actually haven't even heard of Captain Falcon until his appearance in the Super Smash Bros. Series. Unsurprisingly, this is where Captain Falcon's legacy lives on. He's been included in every single Super Smash Bros. Game, and that's how people know him. In Super Smash Bros., he's known as that stylish, juicy character with the big combos and these deadly spikes.
I can't move!
He also has some of the most iconic lines in Smash Bros. Now, this is just a shot in the dark, but I want to take a guess and say that F-Zero's theme of this like futuristic anti-gravity racing simulator might not have been as popular. F-Zero games featured anti-gravity vehicles racing through high-speed tracks, which was an innovative concept in the early 90s. And of course, it still has its niche, you know, the outrun theme and like synthwave and stuff like that. It still has a place, but it's not as unique or appealing to today's gamers. It's been overdone. Modern racing games like Gran Turismo or Need for Speed offer more realistic graphics, extensive car customization, and open world exploration, which may become more attractive to some gamers than F-Zero's arcade-style gameplay. Another reason is that it's entirely possible Nintendo just shifted some of their focus onto their other products. Nintendo can only have, you know, so many characters in the spotlight, and some of them need to go. Even if they were some of our favorite, the company has so many beloved franchises that some just need to take a break and need to revive. Like, think about Ice Climbers, if you know that game, or Kid Icarus. And these are all just Smash Bros. Characters now too. That's just how they live. But there's all these beloved characters from the 90s that just never really came back into the light. Speaking of Smash Bros, I mean, the reason I keep referencing this, I don't know if you see my tattoo here, but I've got a Smash Bros tattoo. Of course, I need to talk about how the Smash Bros keeps some of these games alive. So speaking about Captain Falcon a little bit further, did you know Captain Falcon was meant to be the SNES's mascot? Like the main character for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System was supposed to be Captain Falcon, and that's why his appearance is like that, like a superhero, and he's got the colors, the gold, the hawk, the red, the purple, the blue. Kind of matches the whole SNES's vibe, you know? While that didn't end up happening, I think it would have been a cool idea to have this mascot character represent a console. We've never really had that before, and I think Captain Falcon with his, funny personality and his voice lines and everything would have been a great mascot. So while Captain Falcon was a video game character, he also had a short-run, short-lived anime series, and that's kind of where the infamous, iconic Falcon Punch came from. It only lasted for 1 year, 2003 to 2004. It was called FZERO GP Legend. In the show, Captain Falcon was at the racetracks and became, really popular. He was a legendary racer. And yeah, I would like to see that continue. All right, so ultimately, we don't have a proper conclusion or an official word of what happened to Captain Falcon or the F-Zero series, but we can assume from some factors why they stopped making F-Zero games. It looks to be a combination of the three things I said before in terms of the franchise wasn't that popular, the anime was short-lived, he was supposed to be this poster boy that never happened. Nintendo has other successful characters that they wanted to focus on and franchises they wanted to put development into. And it just so happened that Captain Falcon, our beloved hero, and F-Zero, our fast action arcade racer, just took more of a backseat. Nintendo's priorities and business decisions are ultimately up to them, even if we don't fully agree with shelving F-Zero and Captain Falcon. We can hope for a remake one day, and maybe in Nintendo's next generation, Captain Falcon can be the official mascot of the system. So what do you think about the lack of F-Zero games? Because that's it for today's video, but I want you to leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Should there be a new one? Should they shelve this franchise? Did you know Captain Falcon had his own anime? I'd love to hear what you have to say, and don't forget to leave a like. Every time you leave a like, that's one time closer. That's 1 day closer. A Captain Falcon game will be released. All right, thanks for watching. See you.